I tell you that I don't think this was my day. My sound effects stopped working. That's why that took so long. Anyway, it's Talk Lately right here on Be Exposed Radio. Happy National Voters Registration Day. Lindsay had to remind me of that this morning.
It's on your Facebook and Instagram.
I was on Facebook. I was busy. There's
What?
a lot going on.
Doing what?
Hmm.
Doing what?
My whole entire life is about fitness these days. So,
Money.
Got you.
and that's why this is on here, because ain't nobody got time to be doing no hair. And you sweat every day. So I wash my hair almost every day because I don't like dirt.
Okay.
And then I have to reinstill my daggone own, my natural moisturizer, for my hair so it can stay healthy.
And that was just sliding down to your forehead. That's why you glistening like that.
I'm glistening like that because I got good skin. Get your life right.
Oh, is that what it is? Or is it because you went phase?
Right. We already talked about my skin is naturally oily. It comes out of my skin. I can't do nothing about it. No matter how dry my skin is, seriously, it creates oil. I have natural oily skin.
It's good.
See,
you're
watch.
Not walking around all pilly and stuff.
Here, I can show you for an example.
Oh, we see you every week.
No, I'm just saying. Now this is gonna be dry. All right, so my skin's getting ready to be dry. All right, so let's shine. Give it 10 minutes. It's gonna be shiny again. That's the natural oils. They pour out my pores. I can actually bottle it and give it to other people.
Oh.
Anyway, like I said, it's National Voter Registration Day. And I'm already registered. I've been registered for almost a little over 20 years. So
okay.
And I've already registered. Oh, yeah, that's the one thing that I was thinking about how to tell you. Don't forget to register to get your mail-in ballot if you're not going to plan on standing in line.
Right.
Because that's one thing that you really need.
My mail-in ballot that the other day.
You did it?
Yes.
Good. You did it, Naya, or are you going to go stand in line?
No, I'm not standing in line. I'm gonna apply for it.
When?
Because I'm not standing in line.
Because it's now been three. It's been almost 4 shows now that I've been talking about this. So you should have already done. You clearly should have already done it.
I'm an essential worker and I'm very busy. And I'm gonna get around to it ASAP because he's got to go.
What? I'm just trying to figure out, because you was just like, I'm an essential worker and all this other kind of stuff, as if that's not a 9 to 5, and it's 16 other hours in the day.
Listen, I'm gonna get to it, okay?
And it doesn't take long to do it. It's like a 5-minute process. So I'm trying to figure out what your excuse.
I'm at work.
I'm trying to figure out how that was a damn excuse.
Sorry. I don't like that.
That was not an excuse, and I'm not here for that one today.
Busy, okay?
Busy?
I am not serious, sweetheart. I am busy.
Child, I'm gonna need for you to get it together, and right after the show, at 9.
I'm gonna do it.
01, you should be logged into motor vehicles.
Because first of all, I'm not trying to get read by you.
You're getting read right now because I'm trying to tell you it's been 4 consecutive shows.
I'm gonna get it done. Next, moving on.
Hold on, I had to do my stuff on the other computer. How was your weekend since the last show, Naya?
Oh, okay, my weekend. My weekend was short, but it was good.
Okay. Nothing eventful, apparently, because you didn't bring it up.
No, nothing eventful. I just chilled and slept.
Lindsay? You could just say no comment. You gotta take your
think
phone off mute.
I think she cleaning.
Lindsay. No, because her phone's not even on mute. Lindsay.
Yep.
Did you hang up?
No,
Can you hear
I
me?
hear her.
Yeah, now
There you go.
There
Yep.
you are.
Okay. I had to take my headphones off.
Oh.
I can hear y'all though.
Oh, here comes Nate. Here comes Nate.
Lindsay, what did you say? How was your weekend?
No comment.
Oh, okay.
She said no comment. I heard her.
Yeah, she did.
There go Nate. Where are you? And why? He in somebody's Uber again. This don't make no sense. Where you
And you
going?
ain't did your hair in a week either.
What happened?
You haven't did your hair in a whole week either.
First of all, you missed the commentary about my hair.
It couldn't have been anything different than what I said. What's wrong with your hair this week?
I work out every day, not
Oh my God.
once a week, to do my hair for 5 days. It's every
Wear
day.
afro. Wear afro. Stop permanent.
I don't have a perm. Once again,
You
Indian.
can't bring it down.
Indian. There's no perm in here.
Okay, Kamala.
No,
Kamala.
no, not that kind of Indian. Native.
He said native.
I belong
Oh
here.
my God.
I belong here.
You belong here.
This is really my country.
Mm. Well, you
Get
gotta
into
go
that.
get on your reservation then.
I wish I could.
Me too.
I really, really wish I could. That
Okay.
that
All you gotta
autonomy
do is just go through
would be
the
amazing.
ceremony, and they'll let you in.
I'm gonna find me some of my ancestors. I really, really do.
Yeah.
They out there.
I know that. That's the funny part, is that I know that. My father gave me some stuff, but I'm busy. I got a lot of shit going on.
There's no excuse.
No, there's, but my excuse is different from your excuse. My excuse takes a lot of work and hours and all that kind of stuff. Your stuff only takes 5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Listen, and I said it would get done. It's gonna
At
get
9
done.
o'clock. At 9.
Okay.
Tonight. At 9 o'clock tonight,
Moving on.
Naya should be registered to receive her mail-in ballot.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Yes, sir. Okay. Moving on.
I have to do that too.
Did you just say you have to do that too? You know,
Thank you,
goddamn.
Thank you, Nate.
I forgot I had things to do.
See? Me too. Thank you, Nate.
As if this is not.
If I didn't get a mail-in, I would definitely go and vote. It wasn't like I'm not voting like some people.
That's true. I need names of those people. Make sure they're not friends on my friends list.
Oh,
That's right.
I'm sure. Majority
Y'all
of
hear
your
me?
friends.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay.
Is there a link? Is there a link that I'd have to follow?
It's in motor vehicles. Just log into motor vehicles.
Sure. You can get one of me. Thank you. You're welcome. My Lyft driver just gave me a guard pamphlet. He told me,
Oh.
you like something to read?
Is it, which one is it? Like the Latter-day Saints?
Here's the whole witness.
Oh Lord.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
Lord.
You should report him and give him 1 star.
They're not Christians.
See, they find it all different types of ways now. Mine, I came home and my mailbox was open.
But it shouldn't
I'm
be
like,
from the left.
So I opened it up and it was in my mailbox.
A Jehovah
So I
Witness
was in-
pamphlet.
Yep, in my mailbox.
They come around. They used to come on my door.
Now they don't even get out the car.
They just Uber people and Lyft people.
They do. If you walk past their car, they'll ask you. They don't even get out the car no more.
Right, because of COVID.
That is kind of creepy. I don't want nobody.
They still knock on my door. They still get out and knock on my door. I had to yell, "Get out my door!"
Oh, you got them old school ones then.
I don't want nobody giving me no pamphlet in my life. This is supposed to be quick. You're not supposed to be having enough time to actually look for a pamphlet to give it to me.
No rating from me.
All right. Right. And then I would call and ask him, is there any way I can give him a negative?
Exactly. Well, what happened? He gave me a pamphlet.
Are you in a box store? Are you in Target or Walmart or something?
Looks like Target.
No, I'm in Michael.
Oh, I was going to say good luck.
My business, man. I got to get that paper.
Are you at Sharon's, Michael's? I don't know what you said, but
I'm at the one in Canton.
Oh, okay, downtown.
Volume up or something because I can't hear.
His phone breaking up. You know, he inside the Michael's. Okay. So look, we talked about Ray J last week.
Yes.
So now this week, Ray J is saying that he believes he made a mistake. In filing for divorce. He was on
I
told you.
For publicity, I said this is all for publicity.
But I don't know because he didn't tell her he filed for divorce. That's the surprise part.
He didn't tell her?
No. She found out
on social media.
She found out when it was posted, when everybody else
did. That is cruddy.
So what he gonna try to clean? Watch, he's gonna try to clean it up and say, "Oh, his team did that for publicity."
He said less than 10 days after he was on the rail. He was talking to the girls on the rail. Less than 10 days after filing for divorce, Ray J is now wondering if he made the decision in haste.
No, he didn't. He ain't make no mistake. Her lawyer sent him her divorce decree. That's
that makes sense right there.
Yeah, that's
what he said. Here's a statement. He says, when you're in a relationship, when you're in your own relationship, sometimes you do things spontaneously. Sometimes you move too fast. Sometimes you make mistakes. You know what I mean? That's what he was asking.
No,
Ray J explained. He says he now's wondering if he made the decision, and then he continued. And so, I'm not saying that what I did or that I made a statement. I mean, that I made a mistake, but I don't know if I did make a mistake. I don't know.
You made a mistake.
Every right to just know, to just not know, and still just try to figure it out.
He realized how much he was going to have to pay in spousal and child support.
Child support, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
He said, Jenny Mai, from the Real, asked him, interjected and asked him, and said, well, basically, what do you want? Happiness, stable, a loyal marriage? And he said, yeah, don't beat me up, basically, because I guess it wasn't even aggressive, but she was saying, like, what do you want out of this marriage? Basically. And he was just saying he thinks he just think they made a mistake. And she asked him, would they go to counseling? He said, would he go to counseling? Because that's what she wanted. She always wanted to go to counseling. But he needs I think he needs one-on-one counseling and group and a marriage counseling. Because he still has growing up to do.
Yeah.
At 39.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to say what I said last week. She knew this going into it. I'm not blaming her, but she knew what she was getting herself into.
Yep.
But yet again, she thought her WAP was going to make a difference.
But that's not. But I don't agree. I don't agree with that, because at a certain point, it is time to grow up.
That's true.
Regardless of what situation you find yourself in when you met someone. When you started to make that commitment, you can't just back out of it because you think he wanted some WAP, because that you made a commitment, and you are the one that's faulty in this commitment. That is all has to do with you and not the other person.
But at the same time, why would you be with somebody who has not grown up yet? Why would you choose?
But you can't.
Who has not grown up yet?
I mean, but on the surface, you don't know that about somebody until you are in a relationship with them. So it's not like you can know that from the beginning just because you see something on TV. Stars always say that I'm somebody totally different than I am in front of the camera, than I am in my personal life. So like we're stating that like we know what we know just because we see him on a reality show, but we all know some of that stuff is scripted and planned.
Let's just say that's how she first met him on their reality show. It was
right,
clear.
but we're calling it a reality show, but we still keep skipping over the basis that some of that stuff is scripted and planned.
I need your consent on a few
Would you have chosen him?
I'm sorry, what?
The sex tape alone would have disqualified him.
What happened? I'm sorry.
You said the sex tape alone would have disqualified him.
Yes, that alone. How they handled that.
The sex tape though was like 20 years ago.
Yeah, he doesn't respect women.
I don't know about all that, though.
He doesn't, because he put that girl out. He put Kim Kardashian out there, and she turned a nickel.
All right, but they were both. They were.
They were young.
Yes. True.
He had his reality show.
But I don't know if I can blame him for his mistake he made 20 years ago to his mistake 19 years later.
That was 10 years ago that he put the sex tape out. That was 10 years ago. He was grown. He was 29.
Was that 10 years ago?
Yeah, he was 29.
Wait a minute. It couldn't have been because Kardashians is on their... They're on their 20th season. It wasn't 20 years ago, because 20 years ago he was still a kid. He was 19.
Right.
Yeah, he put that girl out of there, and her mother said, look, her mother said, look, I know you got some ways, but we about to capitalize on this. And she's been going full steam ahead ever since then. Thank you, Ray. She turned a nickel into $1.
Yep.
She really did. Her mother's help, I believe.
Oh no, Chris definitely.
It was 13 years ago.
Yeah, like 10, 13 till he was 26. He knew what he was doing. He knew.
Still, 26. You still naive.
Mm-hmm.
I
don't think he had the guidance. And what, Nate?
I said, would any of you have married him?
No. Hell no.
No. I met him.
I think but are you saying that from the outside looking in?
Okay, so
I'm saying that for somebody, because at some point she was on the outside looking in. So she saw the same thing we thought. He's a mama's boy. That's ding, 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 ding. No.
Well,
but most men are mama's boys.
when I was, working in the club and stuff, and I was the waitress, for VIP parties and stuff like that, I met him, and he had nothing but a bunch of women around him. He was smoking weed, drinking, like throwing it back and everything. Like, so me just seeing that on a personal note, no. He even asked me. He was like, "Yo, you want to hit this?" No, I'm good. He was like, "Well, come party with me." No, I'm good. But
you want to join the club, man?
Nah, I ain't want. Because like he had nothing but naked women around, like they bikinis and belly shirts, and I didn't want to be around that. I'm a waitress. I'm still young, even though it's like Ray J, but I met bigger stars at the time, and he was just coming out. But I'm just saying, he was just.
You wasn't good enough for you.
No, it was just. This is right after the sex tape had came out or whatever. And yeah, I'm young, but I'm still working the bars and stuff. And I mean, Nicki Minaj came through, Drake came through, Ray J came through. There. So he wasn't the only star or celebrity that I had ran past. But at the end of the day, like the image that he had back then, that's not somebody I want to be with. No.
You would have had a sex tape.
Exactly. No. Nope.
I'm just trying to think.
Money just want to be on her side. That's all. That's okay. It's cool.
I mean, somebody has to be because y'all think she's trash. I mean, y'all tore her up last week. Y'all still giving her the business, even though she wasn't even the one that was involved in this divorce. He did it by himself, and then she had to find out through the blogs. I mean, everything is still her fault. I don't understand why it's all her fault. Why is it her fault? that this man is
fault.
doing this to her.
She knew what
I think the baby is only like 3 months old at home. The new baby.
Yeah, F it.
It's not
like I'm just trying to figure out, just because she is supposedly new. I'm just trying to figure out, since she supposedly knew who she got with, why is that the result? The end result is that it's her fault because that's who she married.
Listen,
when you chasing money, that's what happens to you.
Yes.
These are type of things that happen.
But again, that's us.
So
I mean,
by how
we consistently, you keep saying that she's chasing money.
But my thing is the history. She see the history coming from the sex tape, and then when I think of Ray J, I don't think of Brandy's little brother. I think of Ray J and all the women, the reality shows with all the women. Like, it's always women around him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's to me, I don't see him settling down anytime soon. Why would he even said it? Why would I settle down when I got all these beautiful women around me? So it's like, you can't. I'm just saying, you can't change your hoe into a housewife or a house husband. He loved women. He's not ready to grow up. He's not ready to settle down. He's not ready for that. Yeah, he wants that one woman in the pocket that's gonna hold him down, but he's not ready.
And and I'm not blaming her, but it's crazy to me that you would want to be with somebody and then force them to try to be what you want them to be. Yeah. And it's clear that he was comfortable living the lifestyle he was living.
Yeah. He even has a new dating reality show coming out right now.
Really?
I keep trying to defend. It's like, I can't convince you guys in changing your minds, and I'm not going to try. But it's interesting that the only thing that she's ever said.
She's stupid. I just think she's getting what she put into this.
But the only thing that she's ever said is that she wanted him to come home sometimes. She
wasn't in love with him.
Hey. Let us all communicate together. I don't know. I was just saying that the only thing she's ever said is that she wanted him to come home sometimes. That's the only thing that she's ever said.
But
yeah,
if he's not coming home,
media, she shouldn't have done.
She's gonna have to go to him. If he's not coming home, she's gonna have to go to him. Period. She do it any other time.
Well, but what Lindsay just said is that she did it on social. She did it on social media. When someone doesn't answer their phone, but they're on social media, what's your only recourse? Is to use the platform that they're on, right?
No, you keep that private.
Oh, so I'm supposed to suffer. I'm supposed to suffer in silence while you do what you do.
No, I'm gonna call you up. If you say
hell no, Lindsay, why would you suffer in silence?
Yo,
why the hell would you suffer in silence? That is the problem.
Business. And it's not the public's business what you're doing in your private life.
But it is. If you're not answering the phone and you are sitting up there on social media doing whatever you're doing while I'm sitting here needing help.
No. You call your attorney. That's who you call.
But she could do both. Why can't she do both? That's what she did.
Yeah, but that's desperate, Monty. I wouldn't give him the pleasure of doing
it can't be desperation when you're talking about your husband. It can't be desperation when you're talking about your husband. That's not even a possibility. Desperate.
Yeah, but if other females know that
desperate though,
I'm coming home, I'm coming for your man.
But is it desperate though? I don't think that was the right word, right?
I think that it is desperate to go on social media and air your husband or out. Period. I mean, you already live a celebrity lifestyle. I believe in the sanctity of privacy.
Yeah.
I believe in privacy. That's what I believe in. Call your attorney and say, look, this fool ain't coming home. What are our options?
And then what you know your options. If you went to the point of calling your attorney, you already know your options.
Yeah. Yes. But the point is, like I said,
may not know. I said she may not know her options.
But she already filed for divorce once. She knew her options. She knew what she was doing. She knew her options.
Oh,
I just don't understand.
Both 2020. Both. We're gonna be at the topic for another hour again.
I'm gonna move on because I don't want to beat this with a dead horse because I just don't understand. Like I really don't get it. Like y'all are like totally against her. Like I don't get it.
I'm not saying that I'm against her. I'm saying use your intelligence.
But you are against her. You the one that actually said it first. That she knew who she. You the one that said it first. That you know who she knows she got with. As if that is the okay answer to.
We didn't hear none of this until they got married.
No, actually, no. It was actually it was kind of the theme throughout the time of their time on the show, though.
But she was always chasing and popping up wherever he was.
Yes, she was, and that can be irritating as hell.
It is, but if your man is not coming home, then you need to go to your man.
And that's what she did. So that's what you agree with that.
Ways to get to a man in private.
And that's what she did. So you agree with that, Naya?
Huh?
And that's what she did. So you agree with that, Naya? That she'd go to her man.
I mean, if he's not coming home, what else is it? Either call your attorney or go get your man.
Look like Boo Boo the Fool doing that.
True, but she looked like an even bigger Boo Boo the Fool when she put it on social media.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
That's my point. Like, you look like a crazy fool doing that. Like, and you got children. Your children will eventually see this one day. Like,
listen. Rashida went and got Kirk. What's the difference?
She went and got him from where? Because she ain't
wherever he is.
Because he had already
goes and gets him.
The one thing I can say about Ray J is that he don't
have time.
The one thing I can say about Ray J is that he don't have a whole bunch of kids all over the place.
Leave me.
Yes, yes, I agree.
The one thing I can say about Ray J is that he don't have kids all over the place.
True,
so that's because of Sonya. That's because of Sonya.
Yeah, you don't know. It might be some more popping out soon.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I said the one thing I can say is that he don't have kids all over the place.
Somebody that's like that.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the question. You know, but Rashida will go get her man.
I just don't understand why you have to leave your man.
But Rashida, she'll go get her man. I'm not chasing after you. You can't come home. We can't be together.
Right. Exactly. I'm not gonna be on social media doing a come home campaign.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Have you seen my husband?
And I'm good with that. Cheating is one thing, but when you bring home a baby,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They all come to me. I'm not chasing nobody, especially somebody that's bringing home babies and not taking me into consideration.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, moving on. This headline says Offset says Cardi B was an embarrassment to him after she dropped the WAP and wanted her to tone down her lyrics.
Oh, that's not gonna happen.
What? That goes back to he know where he married.
Yeah. That's how she gets her money. That's her image.
Everyone loves her for that. Yes.
Yeah, that's her image. That's how she eats.
I'm not entertaining that because he knew what he married. He probably got with her for her lyrics. He helped her with her lyrics.
She just mad that now that they're together.
I think he was more talking about the song WAP and not all of her lyrics, but that one in particular.
She said she don't cook, she don't clean. That's what she said.
Yeah, but that's why he got Lucy.
No, that's not why he. That's not. No, he got caught. She caught him. Now he trying to throw it back on her. No, because WAP is the hot song right now. WAP is a hot song right now, and that's how she got him. So he needs to quit it. Yes, he needs to quit it. Right now. And he helped her find her flow. So I ain't trying to hear that. No.
Did he? He did that?
If you listen to a couple of her songs, like what's the song that she got with everybody in it? With the man? What's the dude name? The Money song.
I think I know what you're talking about, but
that one, then the one she did with Nicki Minaj, the Motorsport, that one, it's another one. If you really listen to her flow and then go back and listen to the Amigos and listen to him, their flow is just alike. Their flow is just alike. he helped her with her flow. He gave her, like, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't trying to hear that. In her lyrics, he helped her with her lyrics. So I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear that.
But not all of them. You're not saying all of them.
No, not all of them. Just
because she did have a little. She had her own flow before they got together.
But when they got together, her flow became more like his.
Okay, I can give you that because I'm just thinking about the whole entire album, the first album, her first one. It wasn't all him.
It wasn't. But if you listen to Motorsport and then that Fuck 'Em and I Get Some Money, that one, and it's a couple more.
But he was on both of those, right? Flow. Wasn't he on those?
He was on Motorsport, yeah.
He was on Clout. He was on Clout.
I mean, so maybe that's why the flow sounds similar because they were all trying to.
Yes, because he helped her with that. So and her lyrics,
right, but what it sounds like to me is that you're trying to give him credit for too much.
No, I'm not trying to give him credit. My thing is, you helped her with that. You helped her with her lyrics. So you.
Because I don't know the reason why I say that because I know she don't see it that way. That's why she dropped his ass.
Right. But I'm saying he can't sit here and say he dropped her for that because you helped her with that. You can't say he can't say I dropped her because that song was messy, but you helped her with that. So don't do that.
No, that's not what he's saying because he didn't do the dropping. She did the dropping. He said that he felt embarrassed by the song she dropped. WAP.
That song is hot, so that's not. I don't even believe that.
It is, but is that something a married woman's supposed to be saying?
We
like the song. Yes, we love the song, but
at the end of the day, that's money. She doing it for money. She not doing it saying that. Oh, this is you know what I'm saying. That's money.
No, I understand that. I get that. I get that. I really do.
Like,
but should you be explaining your marital sex life?
What did she say about her sex life, Monny?
A lot of people did.
What did she say about her sex life?
That song was about her sex life, wasn't it? Everything she would do to his penis. I mean, it wasn't in general.
I remember she talked about it on Motorsport.
I'm talking about WAP.
No, I know, but she has talked about it in the past. I'm just recollecting in my mind.
Oh, right.
But
I'm just trying to figure out like a whole song about a particular subject. That's what WAP was.
Yeah, you're right.
And that was out of the box for her because that's not what all of her songs are about.
What about his lyrics?
Yeah,
but what about his lyrics?
Look who she made this song with. That Megan is known for stuff like that.
She's known for being nasty.
Right. No, I agree, but the song was done before Megan got on it.
You gotta kind of match the flow.
I mean, I do recall that the song was done before Megan got on it, then she added Megan to it.
Oh, see, I thought that was a Megan song and she jumped on it.
No, it's Cardi's song.
I didn't know. I don't know.
Oh, I thought you were a fan.
I'm just saying you gotta match the flow. Like you doing a gospel
I thought you were a fan.
Monny is all one tonight.
Fan of Cardi. Yes, I am.
And you didn't know that was her song?
You know she loved Cardi.
That was her first single for her new album.
But listen.
Because you know,
Cardi.
I mean, but what I'm saying is that Megan's album been out for a year. So how could it be Megan's song?
Rennie, okay? I know about Rennie. Ask me about Rennie Ritchie.
Who in the hell is that?
So what I'm saying is, I'm a Cardi fan. But ask me about Rennie.
I have no idea who that is.
You will find out real soon.
I probably won't.
You will.
That's not my age group.
Yeah, I know. We're with the 40 and over club going on. Going on the 40 and over.
I'm good. I had enough twat
you know about
talk.
Lil Kim
I was about to say I had enough twat talk in the 90s. I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. Aaliyah.
I know about Aaliyah. I grew up on her.
I think I'm finished with my twat talk.
Yo, twat talk.
Yeah, I had all that in the 90s. I'm good.
Yes.
Lil Kim did it up for me.
In the 90s.
But it had meaning back then in the 90s.
Right, but when I listen to WAP, I don't hear the vulgarness of the 90s Lil Kim stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I hear it was still vulgar, but it was cleaned up.
Yes.
Where Lil' Kim was vulgar.
She was just out the gate. If it wasn't for Lil' Kim, it wouldn't be Cardi or something.
Right. Lil' Kim was vulgar back in the day. Every song was that song.
My mother called the pastor when she found the tape in my Walkman. She called the pastor to come pray at my house.
Yeah, that was the start of that explicit, when they started putting explicit on the albums.
Yep. It's the reason. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Summer of 96.
I'm an 80s baby.
Okay, Nate, I need you to get this camera together so you can get in here for this.
Oh, I thought he was just like watching. Like,
I know, for this next conversation that we get ready to have, because it got something to do with schools. Hello, Nate.
My son told me he loved homeschool.
All right, so I'll put that to the side until he gets himself together.
Okay.
It is good news that Foot Locker is going to turn all their stores into voter registration sites, though.
Yes, that's great.
Oh, I hope they put their shoes up.
Give you a discount. You want a discount now?
No, but you can't have black people in a shoe store and they going to just come in and go out without.
Well, hopefully, I mean, with this, social distancing,
might be some sticky
it's only
fingers
gonna be,
in there. I'm just
it's only going to be a few people in there at a time anyway.
Oh, God.
It ain't like it's not like you're going to be able to crowd into a Foot Locker.
No, but it might be, a couple of sticky finger McGee's in there.
I mean, but how? I mean, with the social distancing, it's only going to be a couple people in at a time. So how they going to?
You never heard of boosters?
And then the shoes aren't up front. And it's not like the shoes are out on the floor. You got to get them first. You
never heard of a booster?
I've heard of a booster, but what do you mean? A booster? I don't get what you're saying.
We can talk about that after the show.
Are you talking about a staff member being the booster?
I'm not giving away no information.
I'm just trying to figure out what you mean, though. I mean, you mentioned it, boosting.
Yeah,
but boosting. I mean, because boosting back in the day meant you knew somebody at the warehouse that would give you the stuff to sell.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you say? I mean, is that what you're saying? Come on, we ain't naming no names. Tell a story.
I mean, people got ways.
I'm just trying to figure out how the way
you're not gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Is an employee that's helping the booster.
But that's what I'm saying. Is that what you're saying? I mean, what that got to do with the voter registration?
It's not that hard to go to, have a.
But that's an everyday thing. We're talking about this story with this voter registration. What does that have to do with voter registration?
Because if it's in a Foot Locker, oh yeah, everybody gonna flock to Foot Locker.
But what I was getting at though is with social distancing, not that many people can be in the store at one time.
Mm-hmm. So, are they gonna have security?
I don't know. I doubt it. Why would you need security?
I need you
again. Why would you need security? What is going on in your Foot Locker?
Right.
Gosh, what kind of Foot Locker you go into, and why is it that many people in there that somebody can start boosting at the registration desk?
Well, that's what I'm asking. Is there security? I'm coming to the county to register. I mean to vote.
God, I don't know what's going on. I haven't even seen a Foot Locker in the longest time.
Really?
Where's there a Foot Locker at?
In the mall.
I ain't been in no mall. What I'm going in the mall for?
There's one at the mall.
I hate the mall.
I love the mall.
Why? What are you getting?
Food.
She likes the food.
Sorry.
Your face.
I hate them all. All right, Nate. Now that you got some security with your cell service, let's talk about this. Fourth graders.
And it froze again.
All right, I'm just gonna put this down and just move on.
Let me see if I think my Wi-Fi is on.
Oh, you can still hear us though. Good.
I froze.
Okay, you back.
It's sporadic though.
Oh no, that's funny.
Look, this whole show I have been trying to avoid talking about the virus because we haven't had one show that the virus haven't had a place in it.
In the middle of it.
I know, but there's not really anything new besides this.
We didn't talk about it last show.
Yeah, we did. I'm sure of it. I don't remember
I don't
why, but I'm sure we did. We talked about
Oh.
death last time. Oh, well, I guess I can tell you that, we have already crossed the 200,000 mark on dead people.
Yes.
That's sad in and of itself. And I think that's probably why my mood is like this, because I wasn't, I didn't expect that to happen today. The day of my show, we crossed 200,000 people dead. That's sucks. And then your president is still talking about it as if he was
Obama.
He wasn't here.
That's my president.
Right, that's the only president I know.
And then he's still
Right.
talking about
Yeah,
it as
man.
if he's not here. Like he never, he wasn't here for the past 7 months. Like he's still telling people. He's still telling people it's going to go
been
away.
on the golf board.
He's still telling people it's going to go away. It's like the flu. He's still saying these things at the rallies that he goes to.
But ain't he the same one that said he underestimated this and he didn't know it was going to be this bad and all that?
Right. That's that guy.
So that means you was just putting yourself out there, throwing yourself under the bus. You brought this over here, not knowing how severe it was.
Mm-hmm.
So don't.
Right. Unfortunately.
I think he's the one who brought it to this country. He did it.
That's what I said. When he was about to be indicted and all of that, he brought that over here to get it off the
change the subject. I would not put it past them to change the subject from against the impeachment.
Yep, that's what it was. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's what it was. Because shortly after that came out, that's when this hit.
Yeah.
He did that. Because ain't nobody talking about that no more. Ain't nobody talking about his impeachment anymore.
It's because it's actually over. But yeah, I get it. So here's the story that I want Nate to talk about, because he actually has his kind of some experience with this in recent weeks. So the headline says a Zoom bomber flashes.
I heard about that.
Flashes fourth graders. Baltimore City schools tighten security. Now I was going to ask Nate, is this story about you? Is this story about you in your class? Because I'm trying to figure out why is everybody having porn in their classrooms these days.
That's what I said.
You said, what happened? It happened somewhere else?
Yeah, so here's what it says. Baltimore City is entering its third week of virtual learning, and officials say the beginning of the year has marked by Zoom bombers disrupting and disturbing children. Baltimore City is not the only district contending with the Zoom bombers. It's happening across the country, but city school officials say they know their virtual classrooms were less secure than they needed to be, and that allowed intruders to log into the kids' classrooms and commit obscene acts. Now the district is instituting new security protocols. I don't understand why they didn't already have them, but
exactly.
So Angelique,
Zoom is not controlled by the school board. That's why they can't really 100% control it.
So here's what it says. Angelique O'Banner was logged onto her Frederick Elementary School class on Wednesday, September the 16th, with her fourth grade daughter, when a naked man suddenly joined them on screen.
Yep. But a part of me felt like this was going to start happening.
It says some guy came in with his private area out, and she had to end the session completely. O'Banner. My daughter said, like, ew, just like any child would, and any girl would just just a random. That's not really what to say. That's not really it's not really cool at all. Is what the daughter said. So the teachers, just like in your class, Nate, teachers were calling everybody individually, asking them did they see that and that they were sorry. You said it wasn't her husband. Shut up.
I'm just saying, like, how are you on Zoom logged in and everything, and then some man just comes in?
Right, because like, why wouldn't you
Zoom is a public platform. People can get through the security on Zoom.
Not if you password it. Like, why wasn't it passworded? Why didn't they password the classrooms?
Yeah, but you can still break through that on Zoom. Zoom is still a public format. People
So
can
wait,
No, our Zoom has my office Zoom
let's
has
have a
security
password,
on
and
it,
it's so
and
complicated.
it's password protected. You can't just click
Look,
it. You can't
no,
click that link and just
but
get in
Mom, I'm
without the
telling you,
password prompt popping up.
clearly, the classrooms, all the classrooms, they're private. They're not open. They still have to. You still have to let the students into the room. It's not.
so
It's not like you can just,
Then how did he get
log
in?
into
That's the question.
it.
Now,
wait a
I
minute.
got a
My
question.
question
Like, how
is,
did he get in then?
was he
If you have
was
to be
he
allowed
logged in
in.
on Zoom, or was he in the room with them physically?
He was logged in on Zoom, so you can pirate Zoom, and they're going beyond it. Look, all the stuff that they've been doing over the last 6 months, that's been happening on Zoom, because there was
Well,
never a feature where you could be in a waiting room. That was just added recently because people were bombing the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
well, I know my kids when they on Google Meet,
Mm-hmm.
and they have to put the teacher's name in there, and then they have to put their password in that that came with their login name and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. They have to put that in there, and then the teacher lets them in. But that has been happening from day one.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
So
right.
no one else can get into their room
But
without
see,
being on that
that's still a
list.
different platform, though. Still
Yeah,
a
because
different platform.
when my son was logged in under me, she would not let him in. He
Mm-hmm.
had to log in on himself with his login password that they sent and they
Mm-hmm.
set up from the school. So then once
Right.
he was logged in and it showed his name, she let him in the room.
Good.
And see, with Google, they have to attack my personal account. On
Mm-hmm.
Zoom, it's a platform. So they can be on Zoom somewhere else and pirate your personal meeting. And that's been happening a lot over this last 6 months. Like that's what I was like. It's possible for somebody to break the code.
Wow. Wow.
It's
Okay.
crazy.
That's just disturbing that fourth graders were exposed to that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Very disturbing. Very disturbing.
My thing is, who did he thought he was getting, and what was he doing naked?
Right.
Oh, he came there with a mission.
Yeah, but some
Yeah,
people get naked on a Zoom. I don't really think they're thinking about who's in there. I
that's
don't really think
like
that's there.
But I wonder if he like because they don't have no video. Because I wonder if they like he was like wrong video and like closed it
I'm
out real
not right.
quick.
That's what I'm like. That's what I'm
And
asking.
for him to be in that classroom, he knew what he was doing. I mean, in terms of it wasn't an accident. I don't think it was an accident because
Mm.
there's a password.
Oh, it is a password for y'all on Zoom.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, you still have to log in the same way. Like we would have to log in. It's still Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, it's not like the link that we have. Like depending on if you have to have a security code to get in, and it's sent out to the like it's scary that people can still do that. So I don't understand why they still give us the option of using Zoom. But that was happening last school
We
year.
don't. My
It just
kids don't
wasn't
use
the
Zoom.
same.
Mm.
My
But it
kids don't
wasn't
use Zoom.
right. But last school year, at the end when we were starting to use these, it wasn't anything pornographic. It would just be a bunch of people coming in the room and making noise and all that. It wasn't anything like that.
Mhm. Let's see. My kids, they have another thing called Schoology, which is
Hmm.
logged directly to their school and their classrooms and stuff like that. So
Right.
whenever the teacher wants to see them and make sure that that it's them and they're doing their actual work and not someone else, she'll tell them, okay, guys, at 9 o'clock we're getting on. Well, they're supposed to go ahead and get on Google Meet,
Mm-hmm.
so she can check them in, and then she say, okay, you can go ahead and get on your Schoology and log in there, and we can go from there. So my kids I feel like they have a nice security system with their.
It's security, but things can be broken into.
You're right. You're right.
So it's no surefire way to keep prevent it from happening,
Yeah.
which is crazy. But like they would have
Yeah.
to build a software specifically for the school system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. They need to do that to protect the kids. Do whatever they can to protect the children.
Yeah.
But they can't afford to get them children computers. They not building no software for them children.
My
It'd be
kids got
nice
touch
though.
screens. My kids got touch screens.
Exactly. See, bullshit.
They in Colombia.
I mean,
I think they're quite bougie. They got touch screens.
they got touch screens and all types of stuff. And I'm
Oh, I
just
haven't
like,
said this on my on this
okay.
show. Rest in peace to Ruth Bader Ginsburg. How do y'all feel about that and this new fight against the Supreme Court?
You talking about with Ginsburg as far as when the elected official in?
It
Is
was
that
a
what you're
lot
talking
of.
about, Monty?
Say that again.
I said, are you talking about Ginsburg?
Yeah, in the Supreme Court.
You talking about replacing her?
Yes.
I think it's wrong because Obama tried to do that and they wouldn't let him.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't let Obama do it, so why does he get to do it?
Hey, Baltimore Fashion Week, Fashion Umbrella Foundation. That's what it say on for your YouTube.
Yeah, Obama was rejected from doing that. So I mean, this is the same guy that had his name printed on the Treasury check as far as the IRS stimulus is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
He's a narcissist.
Yeah.
Like, he's crazy. Like, it's just crazy. It's crazy, and it's crazy they're letting him get. I'm like, who is he paying off? He's paying all these people off because he's just breaking the Constitution at every time he can. He breaks the Constitution, and they let him do it every single time. It's crazy.
See, the interesting part though is that this isn't the wrong way. What's happening right now isn't the wrong way. What happened to Obama was the wrong way.
Yeah.
But you set a precedent that you should not do this before the election, and now they're being hypocrites.
Yep.
And going back on that. Like, I don't understand, but their supporters will never say that this was not right. Because most of them, I see them on the discussion boards all day long saying that, go ahead, pick them, pick your justice, you deserve it. And it's not right.
Purple Kool-Aid.
And it's not right. Because then now we should be saying, and this is what I did not want to talk about, but I'm in emotion now. Now we should be saying that they're stealing the pick from Biden if he wins. But again, everybody didn't know about this, but there is no rule that says there can't be more than 9 Supreme Court justices.
Yeah.
And if Biden wins, I say, and then if he wins and wins the Senate back, I say stack the deck. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Put 8 more people on there, all liberal.
They're not gonna let him get away with that though.
But what can they do?
They gonna do the same thing they did to Obama.
And I'm talking about they're not in charge anymore. If we take back the Senate and we have the House, that's a Democratic government.
Right.
So he can stack the court with more judges.
He would have to make sure that they are stacked like that.
Say that one
but
more
if they
time.
do the same thing like Obama he didn't have the government that he needed.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So if we take back the Senate now, we can stack. He will be able to stack the court. He can add more seats.
You got to get out and vote. That's the long short of it.
I just don't know it at this point anymore. Like I'm still gung ho about the vote, but I'm disillusioned about this country. I'm so disillusioned about this country. I don't know where it's going to go. Because if one side, because I think it's inevitable for another not necessarily a civil war. Because I know I've been saying that for a couple of weeks now. Not necessarily a civil war, but we're due an internal battle.
Right.
Depending on who wins. If Biden wins, that side is going to be pissed. If we lose our side's going to be pissed. But what is the next step beyond your anger?
But I think no matter what
I won't be
happens,
here.
I think it's going to be dangerous on any side because if we do win,
somebody's going to be
I see
pissed.
people getting. No, I think it's going to be on that. People going to be getting hung again, and you going to start seeing crosses being burned and shit again, and you going to start seeing that.
But then that will be the start of the Civil War.
Yep.
But the same thing is going to happen if they win. I think shit will burn down no matter who
is, yeah.
Mind you,
we might as well fight you.
Because mind you, we're still talking about. She said, "Where are you going, Monny? I'm out of this country. I can't do another 4 years. I can't be depressed for another 4 years. That's what I'm not going to be able to do.
You don't have no control down.
And then he might never leave. I ain't got time to do all this fighting.
No.
And then you got to think about what would a civil war look like in today's world?
Gunshots,
ghost
guns, killings, fires.
Yeah, ghost guns, riots.
Yep,
definitely riots.
Killings, like gunshots.
Because it's building up. It's building up. It's getting to that point.
But what I say by that though is we're such a mixed culture now. It's like who are you shooting at? It's not like it's blacks against whites.
No, I think it'd be more so people against the White House. I don't think that they will. I mean, but then again, it'd be okay. So it'd be, the mixed culture against the people.
Like,
that
the reason why I say mixed culture is because you can't you can't walk out your door and say you're a Republican, you're racist.
Right, but only if you make it known.
Right. That means somebody has to hit you first.
Right.
But but again, who is your target? Who is their target and who is our target? Because you can't just
I know
like back in that Civil War, we knew who the redcoats were.
Right.
They had on
red coats.
They had on red coats.
And a lot of like flags that are not. You know what I mean?
But I'm not hurt. Who carrying this flag? You talking about a flag?
No, it's like it's on cars and houses and stuff like that. So I think they would target. Yeah, I think they would target easy people like that first.
Yeah, but
right. But when you want to be isolated and you gotta go to the supermarket, you're not gonna carry your memorabilia with you.
If it's on your car.
With somebody like that's an easy target. I don't think
right. You can point them out. My point is that when you don't know, like you could be standing.
I don't think that's the direct problem, though. Those individuals, those are not the direct individuals we need to target.
But that's my point. You could be standing in the supermarket in line, and the person in front of you might be your enemy, and you'll never know it.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. How would a civil war look in today's world?
Money, you never know.
Right.
You never know.
That's true. That's true.
It could be one of y'all in here right now. It could be one of y'all. Like you really don't know. That's the scary part.
That's why I'm leaving, so y'all can fight amongst yourselves.
Monty said I'm leaving.
I'm about to be
on midnight train to Georgia or two, but to the DR.
Y'all can fight right amongst yourselves. I'm gonna get on up out of here.
I'm not fighting.
I think I said you earlier in it, Monty. What's the guy name that he was a Republican that won against? He just recently won against Obama. I'm not Obama, Trump. But then, soon as the judge election came up, he was back on that side, and he
Mitt Romney. You talking about Mitt Romney?
Right, Mitt Romney, right? Like somebody like him, he was just on the outside. Now, nigga, when you got a special interest on the table,
he got paid. He got paid. He got paid off.
Yeah, he did.
That's all.
I mean, paid off, or like now he can get something he needs on the table. Trump wasn't for him, but the fact that he get to pick another justice that's a Republican, now he has an interest in this fight.
I just don't know what y'all gonna do.
I'm coming with you, so I'm going to.
Well, first of all, Monty, they're not gonna let you into their country. Wherever you
Cool.
think about going right now.
My application is already in, and I'm sure it's almost processed. So I
Sir,
don't know what
they
you're
are
talking
not
about.
letting you in.
And
They are
whether they
not
want to
gonna
let
let
me
you
in or
in.
not, I will swim. I told you I got a submarine.
And they're gonna have you. They're
I
gonna
wish
have
I
you
was
in
Steve
some
Harvey's daughter
camp
right
just
now.
like those children right now on that border.
And
I
my
wish I was
and,
Steve
and
Harvey's
my
daughter
country
right
is
now.
actually open. So
You gonna be in a waiting camp in a cage,
that's
just
okay.
like they got the
That's
children
okay.
here.
But y'all gonna be up here
The cave
fighting.
is fine.
I'm gonna be in a
The
waiting
cave
camp
is
in a
fine.
cage. Y'all gonna be up here fighting and dying. And look,
I'm gonna be tucked away in the cave with Monty.
I'm just trying to tell you, I'm not here for the fighting. Because I
Money
think
is
it's
not letting you in.
I
I'm
think
just
it's
telling you.
childish.
I know he not, but I'm gonna make my way in there. I don't care what he say.
Y'all
Snitch
gonna,
Talk
on
them
you.
out.
He's
oh,
gonna snitch on you.
who said it? Why can't y'all just get along?
Right? Why can't you just get along and let me in?
Mm. Oh, because I had left already. You missed the bus.
I don't know. I did not. I already told you I was on the back of your car. The back of the bus.
Just say that.
Oh, you can be holding on.
I'm telling them you are.
You're gonna be holding on. I hope you gonna have to have your scuba gear on because once we get to deep water.
It's okay. I got 4 scuba gears. One for me and one for my 3. Yep. We is on the way.
Okay. Get ready.
They're attached. I got
I'm not
leashes
playing.
on them and everything. We ready.
I'm not playing. I can't even get out because I'm fearful. I'm fearful
Me too.
I've been petrified.
because I don't even if I was willing to fight, I don't know who my target would be.
Right.
And so I said, I think people are gonna go to the White House
And it would
right
be
now,
messed
that's
up
the
for me to
only
just
target.
go, the only target that I know that's local and punch him in his face. And that would be Vinny.
Who?
Vinny.
Oh.
That's the only one I know.
Oh, okay.
That's the only one I know.
Is he in Five Guys?
Huh? Yes, he's a Five Guys.
Nate getting ready to be asleep.
They don't got vegan burgers in there.
They sure don't. You better get a bun and some cheese.
That still wouldn't be vegan.
I know.
The bun got eggs in
no
it.
meat. That meat like this thick. Like you don't need no meat.
Ain't nothing in there vegan. Nothing.
You better get a shake.
That's not vegan either. It's got milk.
Yeah, that's got milk in it.
I'm just saying, like
Ain't nothing in that place vegan.
You can't get no burger. You better eat them peanuts.
Nate fake ass burger.
Phony bitches. Phony bitches.
You said what? The vegan burger.
I heard that.
Monty put that in real nice and smooth.
I heard that.
Shade.
All the way.
You say nothing. You say nothing when he ordering his
I'm not a vegan. I can order whatever. I eat everything from the hooter to the tutor.
I bet you did.
Like
I don't eat no hooters and the tutors.
I can't eat no tutors either. I'm busy.
You said it.
I know. I changed my mind.
You said, okay, so that means you eating them frog legs, right?
What happened?
You eating them frog legs?
Yeah.
You said rooter to the tutor.
I know, but I don't eat no frog legs. Gross.
So that's part of the rooter.
Yeah.
No, it's not part of no rooter.
That's part of the tutor.
What was it? What were we talking about just now? Oh, the Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let me ask you, Naya. So, what will be your plan? Like, what would you do besides trying to escape with me? If the Civil War broke out tomorrow, what would you do?
Oh, me and my kids, we're gonna be tucked away somewhere in this house.
Mm.
Everybody's
gonna be tucked away somewhere. Who's gonna be the damn soldiers?
You know what I mean? I got two.
Mommy wants to just watch everybody fall. That's what he wants to do. Watch us in the Dominican Republic.
I got 2 to take care of. Listen, because if I go out there and try to be a soldier and I get my head chopped off, who gonna take care of these 2? So I can't be the soldier. I'll leave
but
that
look,
to
you
whoever
want to know
else.
how I actually, now that I'm thinking about how I would actually see it at this point. If the Civil War broke out, it would almost be the reality of The Walking Dead. Like everybody can get it. If I don't know you, everybody's going to get it. And I'll talk later. I'm going to have to cut your legs off, and then we can talk about your injuries later. I'm going to have to go for the skull first, and we'll find out later if you got the right sense that you want to join my crew. But I'm going to have to hit you. I'm going to hit you first.
I told my kids, because my kids were talking about getting pets, and I said, yeah, we need a couple of them because if something ever break out, I'm throwing them pets first to give us time to get up out of here.
I would be a Michonne in this characteristic because I'm gonna have me a gun and a sword.
Man, I can't. Money, me and my two are gonna be tucked away. I can't be out there and I'm not listening.
I mean, because all legality goes out the window when you start a war. I mean,
yeah. I didn't start this. I'm just hiding.
That's what and all the effort for everyone to, try to be gun owners now and getting gun licenses. I mean, at the point of you having to have that gun to use it for a particular point, once it got to that point, who cares about the laws, the rules?
Right. Yeah.
Like, I understand you want to be a gun. No, I don't understand why you want to be a gun owner, because we should be in a different civilization at this point. And
unfortunately,
ain't none of y'all hunting no goddamn deers. So get yourselves together. Ain't none of y'all hunting for no roughage. None of y'all.
I don't think it's going to get to that point, though. I don't think it's going to be in terms of us, living out, our home.
But that's what I'm asking. That's what the question is. I want to know what the Civil War. What do you think a Civil War looks like to you today? The phone lines are open too at 443-642-9403.
I think we've gotten glimpses of it in the midst of these protests.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it's going to look like now.
That's what I said. It's going to be fires and all types of stuff happening.
Right.
Well, then we're in the midst of that now because it started in 2015.
I think it's going to be worse, though. I think it's going to be worse.
Then the Civil War started in 2015.
Mm.
With the buildings burning and the churches burning here.
It did.
I mean, I think it's going to be dangerous. I think it's going to be more dangerous for us if it does happen because the government is so technologically savvy and advanced. Mm-hmm. All of us have capabilities of having guns and.
Yeah, I think Black people will be the target first.
Yes,
because they would want to wipe us out first before anything.
Y'all, you meant to say y'all.
Oh, so they're gonna wipe y'all out first before anything.
You said y'all.
You meant to say y'all.
Yeah, you talking about them. Because I won't be here. I know. That's why you missed me with it. That's why I was like, oh.
The shade.
I missed. Doggone it.
You almost hit me. You almost got me, but you missed.
Who, Monny?
Monny is going to be because he's Native American. So they're going after them first.
Yep.
Mm.
I'm pulling out my white side.
You said that right. You said that right too, Nate. You said they're going after them first because you missed me.
Oh, you can't switch up now. You can't switch up now. You've already said.
No, you said them. You was talking about those people because I'm over.
No, you said.
But I left already. You don't understand? I'm moving.
I'm with you. I'm in the whole cave with you.
You have no idea. You listen to what I'm telling you. November 4th. If shit has gone wrong from November 3rd, I'm making plans. The realtor's on speed dial. I won't be here for 4 more years.
Go wrong.
I will watch from an Espanol speaking country.
Monty, this is a global civil war. This is global.
It's not global. This ain't happening. This ain't happening like this everywhere but here.
It is. I mean, look at other countries. They're going through similar problems.
With the coronavirus, yes.
Yeah, but all of this is tied. If America falls,
right, but I'm talking about this. We're talking about the Civil War, meaning race. This is a race war that's getting ready to happen again.
Yeah, but that's
because
still,
what I don't understand is like everything has died down to the point where
but Black
no
Lives
one is
Matter
really
is
even
now
talking
global.
about the injustice stuff, really, besides Breonna Taylor's news today.
Yeah.
But that's not. That's really
But Black
That's
Lives
really
Matter is
focused on her
global.
case, and it has really nothing to do. All the news that came out today had nothing to do with the injustice portion that we're supposed to be fighting for.
Right.
It was really poignant on her case and her case alone.
Mm-hmm.
Like when the last time you heard anything about George Floyd's case?
Right. That's true. It's just died down.
It's like dying down. Like it's not even happening because now we're in the election process. The election is so specific on we got to get him out of here, but all of our shit got pushed to the side again.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They mention it in their thing, but it's not a fight no more. We're not fighting for this no more. We're fighting for a re-election, which is I think both things should be at the top of everybody's minds.
Right.
Just like they did what they did Portland and New York and Seattle, calling them anarchist jurisdictions.
This I have no words.
It says the Department of Justice on Monday released a list of cities and that is deemed anarchist jurisdictions under President Trump's instructions earlier this month to review federal funding to the state and local governments where violence and vandalism has taken place during protests. Now, once again, Baltimore City just not if we were on this list, Baltimore City doesn't just consist of downtown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what they think, though.
Right, that's what they think. So when you say burning buildings and all this other kind of stuff, but our riots were totally different than everybody else's. I do believe because when they rioted here, they rioted on every point of the city. It was like a fire happening everywhere. But these other ones, they were centralized. Like Minneapolis was downtown Minneapolis. You can't condemn the whole entire portion of that street to the whole entire city.
Yeah.
Same thing in Portland. You were trying to protect the federal buildings and condemn the whole damn city. Seattle, talking about condemning a whole city for a couple buildings burning. That's not an everyday thing that happens.
That's not an everyday thing. No.
And stuff like that only happens when shit gets so out of control that you're at a boiling point, and that boiling point spills over into violence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not going to, the thing about it is the next incident that happens is going to be another upset. And it's going to happen all over again because you haven't worked out the damn problem.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And had that had happened, had what I don't know if y'all seen it with the guy in California, and he rolled through a stop sign, and the police was pulling him over, but his mother got involved, and she took his license and stuff and said, "Okay, what are you doing?" And it's a big video, so I'll send it to y'all. And so it was on Court TV, where she was like, "My son would not be another hashtag."
Yeah.
But that could have went totally different. It could have been totally different. And then we would have been right here again. They would have been rioting and all kinds of stuff. And in LA, in California, has seen enough of riots. All the way since Rodney King.
Difference in how they're treating people. Like a black person versus a white person.
Yeah, because that was her problem. The mother's problem was that the police officer asked him, was he on parole or probation? Why are you asking me that?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what she was saying. You ask this black child whether he's on parole or probation. What the hell you need to know that information for?
Yeah, but she could have found that out when she ran his tag.
That's exactly what she said. Go run his license. I already gave you his license and registration insurance information. You can go run that and come back to us with the ticket. And all we need is a ticket from you, ma'am.
Yeah, we don't need nothing else. That's the problem.
Even if he was on parole or probation, a traffic violation does not violate your parole or your probation.
But see, stuff like that is where I'm at right now. I'm not afraid, but my fear is that could happen to me. The way Monny drive, it could happen to Monny.
I'll obey the rules. Don't try me.
Simple pullover.
Don't pull me into this because I obey the rules.
I'm just saying the way you drive, you definitely gonna get pulled over at some point.
No, I've never been. So
The way you be turning those corners, I'm just saying.
but I wasn't breaking the rules when I turned the corner. The light was green.
Yeah, but the same standard for breaking a rule isn't the same standard for us as it is for other races of people.
Well, I've never gotten pulled over, so
Yeah.
Especially
no.
if you riding with
You
that
saying
hat,
never?
if you riding with that hat on and they don't see that ponytail, they gonna pull you over.
That's why the ponytail is always present. It's under here.
They gonna pull you over if they don't see that ponytail.
I don't like hats in real life.
She wearing it for 2 shows now.
Right. But that's as far as it go. When I go back outside, the hair shows.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna see it next week.
That's your privilege.
No, you're gonna see
though.
this
You
next
showing
week.
Your privilege.
That's what I'm saying. So
You're
we
gonna see
seeing that
this next week on the show. But once the show over, this comes off and then everything else is exposed.
That ponytail hit the floor. I hear that.
So this letter is long, and I want to get to it before we go.
Okay.
So this is the officer that we're ready to talk about, right?
Oh yeah.
Pull it down some. Yep. Okay.
There you
Okay.
go. So he wrote a letter. So here's what the headline says: Wounded officer. I think this is from NBC News. Yeah. Wounded officer in Breonna Taylor shooting. He wrote a letter. Who was it? Lindy, did you recall who the letter was sent to? Was it just sent to every officer? Okay, yeah. So
yeah,
an officer who was wounded during the fatal shooting of Breonna Taylor in Louisville, Kentucky, sent an email Tuesday to more than 1,000 of his colleagues criticizing Mayor Greg Fisher and others while defending his actions during the botched police raid. Okay, so I want to read this letter though. So the letter starts off: I'm not here to give you rah-rah.
Okay.
I have a problem with that statement already. I'm not here to give you a rah-rah. You got this speech. I'm not here to tell you that you signed up to help this community and to keep your head up. I'm here to tell you, I'm sorry you have to go through this. I'm sorry for your families. Your families have to go through this. I'm sorry the mayor, Amy Hess, and Chief Conrad failed all of us in an epic proportions of their own gain and to cover their asses. You do not deserve to be in this position, the position that allows thugs to get in your face and yell, curse, and degrade you, throw bricks, bottles, and urine on you, and expect you to do nothing. It goes against everything we were all taught in the academy. The position that if you make a mistake during one of the most stressful times in your career, the department and FBI, who aren't cops and would piss their pants if they had to hold the line, go after you for civil rights violations. Your civil rights mean nothing, but the criminal has total autonomy. Okay, we all signed up to be police officers. We knew the risks and were willing to take them, but we always assumed that the city had our backs. Wrong. That's where you were wrong. We wanted to do the right thing, and then in the midst of an evil world, to protect those who cannot protect themselves, to enforce laws that make it possible to live in a peaceful society. We as police do not care if you are Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, what you identify as this week. That was sarcastic. We aren't better than anyone. This is not us against society, but it is good versus evil. We are sons, daughters, husbands, wives, partners, brothers, sisters, dads, and moms. We are human beings with flaws, feelings, and emotions. And I'm glad you used the word flaws first, because that's the problem. You're flawed. And this whole letter is flawed. That's the problem too. Because you again,
it's very passive aggressive.
Yeah, and he's trying to.
That's the hell.
We are police.
But even before we can attack the content of what he wrote, he is home on administrative leave, paid.
No, I think this one was fired.
Writing open letters.
That's true.
Before I can deal with anything content-wise, He is getting paid to write this letter. He ain't doing nothing.
All right, wait a minute. All right, let's continue. All right. Wait a second. Now I'm just rambling, but I want you to know that I'm still proud to be a cop, to be a LMPD cop. No matter the ineptitude of the in upper command or the mayor's office, this is one of the greatest jobs on earth. With that being said, these next few days are going to be tough. They're going to be long. They're going to be frustrating. They will put a tremendous amount of stress on on your families. Do not let your ego get you in a trick bag. Have your partner 6. De-escalate if possible. Do not give the pencil pushers at the top, the ones who are too scared to hold the line, a reason to open an investigation on you. I think that's condescending because those people
that's very passive aggressive.
But it was condescending too because those people at the top used to be at the bottom too.
That's right.
They didn't get to the top just by getting hired.
Exactly.
Like that letter was laced with racism. He's still not acknowledging that he shot the wrong person.
But do you see what I'm saying though? Just from this one paragraph proves that you shouldn't be an officer because you don't want to listen to command structures.
Right, exactly. Like I said, if it was my child, I would have picked them off one by one.
Right, because everybody at the top is a problem, is what you're saying. Because now they become bureaucrats. Now that's a problem for you. But they're the ones that set the rules. They're the ones that set the rules that you broke. You broke the rule.
Right.
And then you don't want to take you're trying to obfuscate yourself from the rule that you broke with this letter. All right, so
then they released all types of false information on that young lady and her boyfriend that was there at the time, and they still not acknowledging that they had the wrong person.
Right,
they're not acknowledging it.
So it says, okay, so going more into it. So it says, de-escalate if possible. Do not give the pencil pushers at the top, the ones who are too scared to hold the line, a reason to open an investigation on you. The same ones that couldn't make a decision to save their lives. We need leaders that lead from the front and not in a room and under a desk. Do what you need to do to go home to your family. Just do it with dignity and make sure you can justify your actions because everything down there is recorded. I don't know a lot of you guys and gals, but I felt the love regardless of the outcome today or Wednesday. I know we did the legal, moral, and ethical thing that night. It's sad how the good guys are demonized. Wow. I'm appalled by this part right here.
She was a good girl.
It says it's sad how the good guys are demonized and the criminals are canonized. But you had the wrong person.
She wasn't a criminal. But she wasn't a criminal.
That's what I'm saying. But you had the wrong person. I don't even get that.
Right.
Put that aside for a while.
He drank the purple Kool-Aid too.
So he says, put that aside for a while.
Exactly
Keep your focus.
That's the mindset they went into that with. They went into that raid with that mindset that this person, no matter who is there, they're guilty.
Right.
Yep.
So it says put that aside for a while. Keep your focus and do your jobs that you are trained and capable of doing. Don't put up with their shit and go home to those lovely families and relationships. I wish I were there with you leading the charge. I'll be praying for your safety. Remember, you are just a pawn in the mayor's political game. I'm proof they do not care about you or your family. And you,
It's just scary. And you are scary that this is the world that we live in.
And you are replaceable. Stay safe and do the right thing. You are loved and supported by most of us, most of the community. Now go be the warriors you are. See, that's the problem. There's another problem. And please be safe. But please be safe. None of these peaceful protesters are worth your career or freedom. But do you see that part? He said none of these peaceful protesters are worth your career or freedom. Godspeed, boys and girls. So the peaceful protesters are your issue because they're peaceful and it's not the antagonist, right?
At this point, I don't I can't even make remarks against these individuals. I don't even feel like there's any words that can express like the outrage and just the frustration that all of us are feeling right now because it is clear that this is not a country for us.
Right.
It's
Right.
not a country for us. I don't care who's in charge, who's at power, who's on the force, who's not. It's not a country because if somebody like that can, and that man, I think that man who that is has been a police officer for a number of years.
Mm-hmm.
So for somebody like that who we can clearly see in many cases where they are arresting certain people that they know what to do in a stressful situation. But when it comes to us, it's not. That's not even a point. It's not even the perspective that they have, and they can basically do whatever they want to do. That man is on. It's crazy because he's not working, but he's on paid administrative leave. Now there are millions of people right now that are on unemployment that are barely making it, if making it. But this man who has committed a crime and gone against what his job duties were in order to just make an arrest. Like what happened to the arrest?
Mm-hmm.
And I understand like the boyfriend shot because he thought it was an intruder, but because you did this no knock warrant, like
What
it's
do you think was gonna happen?
When you broke into someone's house,
Yeah.
right.
because that's what you did.
Your letter, you trying to justify anything with your letter
Mm-hmm.
is it sounds dumb. Like
You had a no knock
you-
warrant, but it would have been valid if you was in the right place. Since you was in the wrong place, you broke and entered.
right.
Pow.
I grew up with I'm not gonna say guns in my home, but I grew up with a gun in my home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I always said when I was an adult and I had my own place, I would never live under those restraints. But I've signed up for a gun class because I
Good.
really, as a person who lives on his own, I don't feel comfortable in my country. I don't feel comfortable in my neighborhood. I have a neighbor who I know is a racist.
Mm.
I have a, I'm not gonna go that far, but surrounding areas, and I don't feel comfortable, and I should not have to resort to doing something that I don't believe in just to feel safe in my own home where I pay my bills at.
I get that.
That's sad.
This is crazy.
That's sad. And we're taxpayers
Mhm.
too. That's just insane, but we don't have the same rights. We just don't have the same rights. We
We
could
don't.
be MPs, we could be drug dealers, we're all batched in the same category and they're out for
We
blood
don't
when it
have
comes
rights
to us.
regardless. We don't have rights regardless, let alone separate. They're not even equal.
Yeah.
It's just a separate set of laws for them versus us.
I believe it's. I still believe it's more than us than it is of them. I don't know why I believe that. I think the numbers. I think that part of the numbers is a lie. I think that was that there is not as many of us as we think it is.
Mm.
I think it's more of us than they would like to admit.
Yeah, for sure.
Everywhere, because it's everywhere. Suburbs, you know, when you think of the suburbs and how houses are set up in like the suburb areas around, it's a lot of space compared to you living in a city where everybody's sitting on top of each other.
Right.
And
But
then most of the suburbs are like
look like that now.
right. And then the suburbs are now changing to where it's more of us moving out there than anything else.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're still getting harassed because now it's like we still have that identity as we're black and we're supposed to be living in the hood. So now that we can afford something nice in the suburb, it's now you gotta justify your property, show your bank statements and your tax forms and all that. How you paying for this? It's crazy. So I mean, whether we have money or not, we're still gonna be a target regardless. They're gonna find something to target us for. Like I was watching this little thing, and the guy was like, you know, the young black people. They're I think one is he just hit 30 and the little girl's 27, but you know they get money, and the police knocked on their door because, again, the neighbor called. And he was like, sir, this is my house. I own it. It was like, we need to see the registered deed and all of this, like all types of stuff. Like, so at the end of the day, we're still going to be targeted regardless.
Mm-hmm. It just makes me think this is why I always demand respect.
Yes. You
In
got
every
to.
situation. And then I try when I go into like a room and it might be full of people, I want to be seen. I make sure I'm seen. I'm greeted. And it could be like I say, I mean, because I've never had anything against white people because it's just, I'm busy. Right. But even when I go into a room, and
I grew up in those areas.
That's what I say. When I even go into a room of white people, I want to be seen. I'm noticed, and I make sure you speak to me.
I don't even.
But
I've always.
And then if you don't speak to me, it becomes a problem. Hi, I know you heard me, right? Okay, because I'm here.
You're that person.
I am that person because you're not going to be out and blatant rude with me. Because then you need to admit why you're not speaking to me.
Right.
So I know what box to put you in. I need to know what box in my life to put you in. The racist box or the ignorant box? Which one? Which one you gonna fit?
Right.
My perspective is I've always put them in that box regardless.
Right, but see, that's not right because that might not be what they're about. And you see, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Well, I mean, but we had different upbringing. I was brought up around predominantly white people. So you are guilty until you're innocent. Because
but they put us in that box automatically too. They put us in that box anyway, automatically.
And that's why they are in that box for me, because I was automatically in that box. And I was a child and I was automatically in that box. So that's why I look at them, and it's hard for me because I'm in the arts world and it's predominantly white people who run most of the arts world. So it's hard for me working. But I'm sorry, you are guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah, that's what they do.
What about Nate when that mind frame comes? They look at us like that.
They do already.
But that's how it was initiated in me. I wouldn't have had that issue if they would have treated me like they wanted their children treated. I wouldn't have had that. I wouldn't have been raised in that hard-hearted world. I would look at them much differently now. And now I'm learning to see them as individuals, but they're still not giving us that consideration. They never did. That wasn't my experience. I didn't have a lot of nice white people in my upbringing.
Wow. Y'all needed to move.
That's hard living like that.
So y'all needed to move. Good Lord. I mean, you just discovered, how the mentality of the way you were raised, the way you're raised, can shape the way you think.
Right.
In your future, it just, but because that's why we're here. That's why we're talking about this, because that's how we got here. The people in the
honestly see the
people in the Midwest
and my thinking, but I haven't seen anything different.
But what I'm saying is, like, people in the Midwest are so isolated from other people, meaning other races and things like that. They know where they go. If they want Thai food, they're going to go to the Thai restaurant. They want Chinese food, they're going to go to the Chinese restaurant. But they know after they go to that restaurant, they don't ever have to deal with those people again. Whereas you live in a community full of black people and you're white, you got to acclimate.
Every day, yeah.
And the difference between us and the Midwest is that black people ain't migrating to the Mid. I'm not going.
And see, Monny, that was my problem. I went home to people who refused to acclimate to the environment we lived in. So I didn't know how to code switch or lay low. I didn't know how to do those things. And you grow really to hate these people because they don't give you a chance off the break. You are animal to them.
Yeah.
And most of them don't even know why they think that. They just got that because they saw their parents and their grandparents, aunts and uncles treating other people like that. So how else are they going to treat us? So this is deep seated, and it's going to take cutting people's heads off. I don't even want that to happen, but it's gonna have to take something that drastic for them to soften how they feel about it.
Agreed. That's and that's where we got into that conversation about the Civil War, because if a Civil War happens, like I had said, my mentality would be a Walking Dead mentality. Like everybody's going to get it because I don't know what you're here for.
I hear that.
Yep.
Because I don't know what you're here for.
Right now, Monty, where I'm sitting at is I didn't even realize it was white people sitting at the table next to me.
Well, good.
And
now they need to hear the conversation.
They're looking at me real strange.
Turn your volume up.
It's the reality.
Turn your volume up. We need to know what side they on.
It's up.
They don't want to get that head knocked. You need to know what side you on. Come on, let us know.
But they ain't saying enough. I ain't heard nothing slick. So
yeah, okay.
But I am in Canton right now, so I'm just letting everybody know I'm sitting there at the.
I'm just trying to figure out: are you for the Billy? Are you with the Billy clubs or the Afros? I just want to know.
Like the Billy Club.
I want to know what side you on.
Exactly.
That's the only way you're gonna be safe. Because I'm telling you, if I'm in this war, crack first, and we'll talk later. I'm gonna crack that skull first.
Right now, and a lot of these people don't see us on a daily basis, other than the people they see in and out of the shopping center.
Mm-hmm.
So their experience may be a little bit different, but it's gonna take something drastic to turn people around.
That's my whole point. It's not, none of this is worth talking about anymore. That's the problem. We have spent a lot of time talking and got nowhere. I mean, we're decades, centuries into this, and have really gotten nowhere.
I think we've done all we could do. We've been patient,
right? Exactly.
We brought it up, we girded it up, and we just took it. And we just thought at some point they're gonna get it.
No, because we forgot about 3 strikes you're out. I mean, to use that sports analogy.
I think we beyond 3 strikes at this point.
That's what I'm saying. We forgot to use that mentality that you're not going to keep hurting me. You're not going to keep hurting me over and over and over and over and over again.
Damn right.
Because
you used those 3 strikes when you brought me over in a boat. That's when those 3 strikes.
Your first strike was when you told me you was going to give me that 40 acres and a mule, and I never got mine. Right. My mule died in the closet somewhere.
You said your mule died in the closet.
You forgot to give them to me. I just thought it sucks. I wanted to give away something today.
My face mask. Let me start.
I know. I've been holding on to these face masks. By the time I give them away, the pandemic gonna be over.
Yes. I'm telling you, it is.
I just don't know.
I think even once they say it's over, I'm gonna still be wearing my mask.
Me too. Me too.
Me too. Me too. I'm not. No, I just seen earlier today they were saying like that they wouldn't be able to get out the vaccine to everybody until 2024 to the whole world.
I'm never getting it, so they can do what they need to do.
Yeah,
I need to see how many people die first.
Monty, you can have mine.
Yeah,
I need to see how many people die first.
I don't need to see nothing.
Nope.
I don't need to see nothing. I'm not getting that shit in my body. I'm just building my immune system.
I'm not getting it under this president. I'm definitely not getting it under this president. That's just not happening.
Nope.
You can have mine. Take it.
Nope.
I don't want it.
And then he keep talking about the military gonna bring it around. No.
Bring them out. Don't bring them out.
Nope. Don't trust them either.
We're out that window, so you better back up.
I don't trust them either. I don't like. I just don't like. I'm not really too. I'm busy that day.
I'm not home.
I'm not too bitty. I'm not too bit. I can't even get the words out of my mouth.
I'm not too bitty.
Big on command structures. Where there's no room for compromise.
I think we beyond compromising.
No, I'm talking about command structures, meaning the military and the police departments, all that kind of stuff. Because in those things, there are no room. Today's command structure, like in the police department, there's no room for compromise. Either you're going to lock me up or you're going to set me free. That's the only compromise. You know what I'm saying? Where you had officer friendly back in the day, there was a little bit of compromise. We could probably de-escalate, talk about this. You know, he would give you his business card saying if you need help or anything. You know, those days are gone. Like I don't want to know police officers today. I don't want to know any of you. Quite frankly, none. And I know several of them in my family. You've been disowned by me.
We see that in all the industries, though. We see that across the board in every industry. Like people are no longer for the people that they are actually being paid to serve. Mm-hmm. It's about me. It's about what I think, what I believe, what I feel, what I want. It has nothing to do. I think the whole police department structure is based on the individual police officer's need. It has not, and it has nothing to do with.
I mean, you can tell that basically just from that letter. You could tell that just from that letter because everything he was talking about was about him and his colleagues, and not about him being a public servant protecting the public. Because that's what your job is. Your job is to protect the public and not to protect your colleagues.
Why the whole time you were reading that, the word audacity, the audacity of him to write a letter while he's on our time. Mm-hmm. You are getting paid on our dime right now.
I mean, but you could tell this is somebody that's acting in a capacity. Like I think it said he was on the force for years, so he's been there for a long time. But he's acting on the capacity of he doesn't know. He never knew this command structure. Like you today was day one of you being on the force, and you didn't know that people are higher up than you. Like you know that, right? Like the mayor is your boss. And but you expect it, and now that you're on leave, you expect to come back? You expect to come back?
They don't see it that way. One, because it's not that system of checks and balances anymore. So in our like a real mayor would have said, no, you're not on leave, you're fired.
Right.
Yeah.
But the mayor is now playing politics because he needs the police department on his side, he needs the community on his side, he needs the media on his side. So he's just going to sit and let happen what happens. It's not going to be an idea of, that person is fired. Now he has the whole police union against him.
Mm-hmm. All right, so
I don't get it.
Last but not least, because we got to get Naya and Nate on the motor vehicle site so they can register for their ballots. Mm-hmm. It's almost 9:00. Oh, no, it is 9. So, yeah, as soon as we get off here, Naya. I just wanted to talk about another story that we talked about last week about the hysterectomies. So they discovered now that the physician that is accused of performing these unwanted hysterectomies at the ICE detention center he was never a board certified OBGYN.
Get out of here. Get out of here. My God. And this was in America, right?
Yes.
Wow.
His name is Dr. Mahendra.
He probably has credentials from the higher uppers.
They got his name now.
I believe he was set on assignment to do this.
Yeah, they finally got his name too. His name is Dr. Mahendra. Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
He was sent and certified by somebody on the higher ups to sterilize these women.
He said a physician accused of performing unnecessary and unwanted hysterectomies in a migrant detention facility in Georgia is not a board certified OBGYN. This is on Monday. Okay. Several migration advocacy groups representing the whistleblower filed a complaint to the Office of Inspector General alleging the jarring medical neglect and the occurrence of unwanted and unnecessary hysterectomies at the Irwin County Detention Center in Ocilla, Georgia. In the complaint, Dawn Wooten, we went over this part, a licensed practical nurse who was previously employed by the center and is represented by the Project South and Government Accountability Project, reported witnessing a large number of hysterectomies performed on the migrant women detained in the facility.
It was paid.
And I told you they gave him the label, the uterus collector.
Wow. Like I said, he was on a rogue mission from the government. That's what that was. I truly believe that he was given direct orders by President Trump to sterilize these women for population control. Yep, that's my opinion.
I believe it. I believe it.
You know, the story that I was going to use to kick off the Civil War talk today was going to be this one about it says the problem with the militias. This is the headline. The problem with the militias and the Constitution. And I always said that there was a problem with the Constitution because it wasn't written for us. So I guess there's no comment to that because everybody else is like looking off into the sunset.
Oh, Nate's gone. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he fell off. He got into that another lift.
He's okay because he was talking around with people. You should aim to snatch him up real quick.
He in a lift. He was in a lift.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully it wasn't one of them robes. I heard him at the table setting his ass up. I saw Antebellum over the weekend.
What was that about?
That was about that's the woman who was kidnapped.
Is that the movie with
Janelle Monáe?
Janelle Monáe.
Yeah, she was kidnapped. And so it starts out like it's a Roots movie.
Isn't there a movie called Antebellum though? I thought that was the one with the doll. That scary doll.
No, it's not about a doll at all. It's about a woman who's a successful author who gets kidnapped and put on a makeshift plantation by crazy white people.
Wow.
At the end, it's like a twist to it. It shows her doing slavery, but then it switches to the end with Gaboria Sabiti and the other white chick, and she gets kidnapped by this. The name of the plantation.
Are you talking about Gaboria Sidibe?
Huh?
Are you talking about Gaboria Sidibe?
Yes. Yeah.
Gaboria CBD.
It looks like Gaboria. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like, though. That's how it's enunciated. That's how it looks. That's how I enunciate it. But anyways, the point
that was the best, though. I love it. I'm gonna call her the next time I talk to her.
Okay. Yeah, tell her I said it talks to high. So it starts off like Amistad, but it's actually her being kidnapped and put on a makeshift plantation. It's like your worst nightmare, like somebody kidnapping us, putting us on a plantation, and going back to slavery.
Wow.
And then at the end, she finds a cell phone and she calls her husband and says, "I've been kidnapped," and all the slaves there have been kidnapped. All the black people. It was crazy.
It sounds like Get Out.
It sounds like what they're trying to do now.
It sounds like Get Out a little bit.
Yeah, and that same person, Jordan Peele, directed it.
I am getting out. Yeah, sure.
The same person. His movies always have a political twist to them. I'm starting to see that.
Sorry. I was just thinking about how much I hate this country. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I do. I've turned sour against this country.
I don't blame you.
It's
kind of not safe for a black man or black woman in America.
And it's built up. I don't know if y'all remember. I asked that question on my Facebook page. What is it that y'all like about this country?
Oh yeah, but you asked that like a couple shows ago.
Yeah, I don't even know if I ever read the responses to that, but because
you should read it. You should read it.
I like my 4 walls. That's all I like.
Yeah, me too.
I was listening to somebody, and somebody said earlier today that this quarantine was the best thing that ever happened to them.
I've heard that.
I feel the same way. It was the best thing that ever happened to me.
I still gotta work. So.
What?
The quarantine.
Yeah.
Because I want to call myself an introvert because I'm not introverted all the time, but I am introverted.
You're introvert with extrovert tendencies.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That is the perfect way to say it. Because I can take and I can leave a bunch of y'all.
We know. Oh my ass.
Oh my gosh. We know.
Stay in touch.
I can. It's just not about you.
It's about you, Neemers, Boots, and Mama.
That's it.
You gonna leave them?
Cool. Well, I won't. I will report the carrying cases. You got me crazy. They are coming.
Well, you better make room for 3 more.
They right upstairs. I'm telling you. I'm ready. You don't think I've been playing this since March 17th to get out of here? Since March, the day they said we're working from home from now on.
I still have yet.
I told you, now that I can work from home, I can work from anywhere on this planet.
I'm still waiting for me to work.
No, I got
from
one
home.
last thing to buy, and that's my mobile data that works all over the world. I'm looking for a company that does that.
Good luck with that.
Because I need to be.
We know Sprint is not the one.
No,
Boost
it's
is
not.
the one.
I'm actually thinking about. I'm going to find a company down there to get my mobile data from because they actually have them down there.
Okay.
Because it's a tour, for tourists.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys, this has been fun, but I now have to go upstairs and cry into a pillow about the Civil War that's coming. God damn, it's so depressing today. Next week I'm coming with more fun stories. Goodness gracious. I mean, I don't even know where the fun stories going to come from, though. Everything is about the same thing every day. Race, sickness, and death. And how did we get here? Like, seriously.
Where did we go from
But
here?
we went the scale just tipped in 2016. It just tipped and fell over to doom and gloom.
I'm kind of scared for 2021.
And it's sad that here's the word that gets me. Inner cities. That's what they use to say you're broke.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when inner cities were the populace, the metropolitans, and that's where all the jobs were?
Yeah.
Pinpoint that in your head and find out when that changed for you. When did it become the inner city is the ghetto? That's where all the black people live. That's where violence lives. That's not what we used to think of about our cities, our downtowns, our shopping districts, and all that kind of stuff.
That was like the exclusive areas.
Right. That's where people wanted to live that could not live. Yeah. Right. Now everybody lives here. Like when did that shift, that mindset shift, that your downtowns, your cities is where you remember back in the day when you found out people lived in the suburbs or on a farm, all their children wanted to move to the city.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where they could make more money. That's where they could go to school. That's where they could get their education.
Right.
And now we let this man come in, number 45, and tell you that the cities are falling apart and that they're all burning and everything is dying. Everything is, everybody's getting shot. But mind you, we can, in Baltimore, period, I'll use Baltimore as an example. We can account for a person dying every day of this year. And still, it does not equate to 200,000 dead people.
Right. Right.
Because if a person died every day this year, that's still only 365 people.
Right.
And not 200,988 people.
Yeah.
Dead. So who's doing a worse job? Is it the Democratic cities or your goddamn fucking idiot ass president?
Yeah, so it is. Ding, 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 ding.
And then that's where I have to go. Have a good night. At least I thought
you're late. Your last was late.
I thought we was leaving.
But Blue, speaking of my 600-pound life, if you had a question about fat people being pretty, what do you think?
Hold on.
I was trying to get him back on his question.
Don't hang up.
I did not say anything about fat people being pretty. I think